So if there's any entomologists here, sorry for the mispronunciation. And so these two insects are going back and forth, and this was a huge field. So these two insects are going back and forth between these plants, and this little guy would climb through and he would go through the flowers and eat the flowers and then go to the next one. So he's pollinating them by doing them, because he'd be covered in the pollen from the flower. And then the same with this. We see these little butterflies. These are some of the most prolific. You'll see these butterflies all over the place. They're a little painted lady. So they're also really important pollinator for all of our native plants. So, even though I was really interested in finding unusual plants, I also was interested in plants like this plant, which is the Jimson weed or Datura wrightii, or this plant over here, which actually is a dandelion. And these plants grow you'll see these from the mountains down to the beach, and they like to grow in like along roadside where in disturbed gravel and things like that. But I found them really beautiful, even though a lot of people will just pull them out. And the same with the dandelion. I thought, well, I'm finding unusual plants, but what's growing in my yard? Well, dandelions are growing in my yard, and because we live up in the mountains, I live up near Pine Mountain Club in Fraser Park, our dandelions grow a little taller, and they're called the spearleaf dandelion. And I kept seeing this little tiny insect, and I saw all kinds of bees, because all kinds of native bees love the dandelion. And so I kept seeing this tiny little thing that I thought was a bee. So again, I grabbed my camera, and I stalked this little insect until I could get a really good photo of it. And so then I researched it. Luckily, I know a few entomologists over at the Natural History Museum, and I was sending them, what is this? And they're like, oh, that's a hoverfly, but more precisely, it's called a bird hoverfly. A hoverfly because it does hover over the flowers, and as it's collecting the nectar, and then it'll crawl around and it'll go on to the next one and the next one, and so therefore it's pollinating. But it's a really important pollinator in all of our plants, native or not. So if you're in your garden, you see little tiny things. They're flies, but they're important flies. So don't make your fly swatter out and kill them, or get some sort of chemical that might kill them, because they're pollinating plants all over the place. So this has been a really wonderful year for me to explore the plants, the diverse ecology of California, and I work. So this is a culmination of my journey through wildflowers, so to speak, of going more in depth into something that I was already interested in. And I render all of my pieces in dry brush watercolor, which is what these that are more colorful, or like this one. This is graphite and watercolor, and this is graphite, and this is a block print. So I hope that my art is going to encourage you to go more out into even if it's just a walk down your street, to pay more attention to where you're walking, because you might be stepping on some really interesting little flower that's a native, and maybe plant a few natives in your yard and see what comes to visit. You'll be surprised at the amount of birds that come, or the different types of insects that come. And also think about who is its pollinator and why is it shaped like that. Like this flower is shaped like this and is light at night. It's more white because it attracts the sphinx moth who comes out at night. And they like light colored flowers, and you'll notice they have a really long tongue to get down in there. And they'll climb into the flower as well, but they still need to extend that tongue into the flower itself to get the nectar. So I'd like to thank the entire Art Council and Beverly, who is the chair, who I have been working with this whole year, and everyone here at the foundation has been so generous with their time in helping me get this set up, and anytime we have questions, people would get back to me very quickly. And it's a wonderful program, this art program. They invite people, about 3 artists every year, whose art reflects the native plant world. So if you're here about it, come and see other people's shows, because it's very interesting to see how different our work is, even though we're reflecting the same thing. So I'd like to also thank Theodore Payne Foundation for inviting me to take this year-long journey that has ended with these 12 pieces that I'm able to share with you here at the gallery. So thank you all.
ladybug. Now I'm more impressed.
Yeah, well, they're actually about this big.
Wow.
They're like 3/4 of an inch big.
I think ladybugs are lucky. If I ever run into one of those,
Those are really lucky. And also what's interesting about these is they, they have the hard shell like the ladybug, and it opens up, but they're real slow flyers, so you can kind of walk around which is, or as you're driving, if you're out in the Carrizo National Plains, which is a beautiful place. It's off of Highway 166. If you get a chance, go there in the spring or fall. Not in the summer. It's boiling hot in the summer. But they're all over the place. And you can kind of roll down your window. They'll be flying like this from one plant to the other, and they're kind of loud, because it's like a helicopter kind of. So
unless they fly into your car.
Yeah, right. If they do that, then that's a whole nother thing. So yeah. So.
What's that little pollinator?
This over here, this is a carpenter bee, and it's actually about this big. And you'll see them around your garden. They're a California native bee, and they're about this. They're like about this big. They have they're very shiny. And in certain lights, this part of the insect may look more yellow or more black. Some of them are more solid black looking. But yeah, so that's a carpenter bee. So there are a lot of, we always think of the honeybee, right, when we're thinking about pollinators, and we've been told how the honeybees are disappearing because of the pesticides, which is true, it is a problem. But there are many, many, many California native bees, and they're actually usually a singular bee in that they don't live in a hive. So some of them live in the dirt. They'll make like holes in the dirt, and they'll go in there. Some of them, like the carpenter bee, they like to live in wood, hence the name carpenter bee. So some people don't like them because they'll like drill little holes into wood. Yeah.
There was a telephone pole, they like to take this.
Yeah, so they'll make a little hole. So some people will make a carpenter bee house, which is, it almost looks like straws, like wood straws hooked together, and they'll make their little nest in there and lay their eggs or whatever in there. So, so there's, and there was one in my yard, and when the light hits them, their wings are really beautiful. It just hits them, and they have like a real detailed pattern. And also, which is interesting, and I've learned this through doing many years at the Bud Fair at the Natural History Museum, and some of the entomologists there have showed me how to differentiate between bees and flies, is the shapes of their wings, and also it's really important. I wouldn't be able to do this, but an entomologist can identify a lot of insects by the shapes of the wings. So it's not just like random veins, it's like specific to each insect. And so they'll, like when I'm sending them photos, they'll go, well, can you send me one with their wings? And I'm like, well, I'll try, I guarantee. So, yeah, so it's interesting.
Excuse me, next time I'll say, please.
Yeah, hold your wings out a little more so I can see what it is. Any other questions, sir? That's an elegant clarkia, which actually I took a photo here one time when I was here at the gardens and they were in bloom. And I was like, wow, what a fantastic, interesting, and there are many types of clarkias. Some are more of a cup type, but this one is a more intricate one. And I just fell in love with the shapes and intricacies of the flower. And bees are really attracted to them, especially California native bees. Really love the clarkias. So that's why I chose to do that flower.
Do you have a specific plant on your own personal property that you kind of find yourself looking at every day to see if there's something new?
Well, what is interesting, we live up in the mountains, and so we've let grow the big rabbit brush, which is what you see as you're driving all over the place. And it gets it's yellow, it looks bright yellow, and each individual flower is actually quite small. And I leave that up because it gets so many birds and all kinds of bees and butterflies, so I'm always copying everything that's on that. I'm out there for a long time, either if I have my iPhone or I'll grab my camera, and I'm always like going out there and doing that. But I also grow other things, like I have a penstemon and things like that I'm growing. And we've only been in that house about 3 years, so I'm slowly growing that garden still. So, yeah, but that one, we left several of the big, and we have some of the natural buckwheat, so we've left like a whole section and they're big, those bushes get big. So we've just left them, and birds love them, and insects love them, so, yeah, you can find me out there a lot of times. Like, I should be doing something else, but no, I'm there with my camera. So, yeah.
Kylie needs to go out.
That's right. She follows me around. Kylie's my dog. If you follow any of my Instagram account, you'll see a lot of pictures of Kylie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care. I'll see you
Anything else
later.
that I can answer?
Thanks for coming, Barb.
Yeah.
The, Sphinx Moth, the wood block, is
Yeah.
that just one piece of wood that you carved?
I actually use linoleum blocks.
Uh-huh.
I just happen to like that, and I use what's called mounted linoleum. Like now there's many, many more types of linoleum to use than when I started. So I just got used to using, it's kind of a tan color linoleum that's mounted, and I like the hardness of it, the types of detail that I can get. So this is one block because it's just a one color. Usually you'll see more blocks if you're doing a multi-color print. So for every color you see that's a different block. Unless you're doing, there's another technique where you don't take away a different color, because that's like a whole nother process that I can go into. But this is just a one block. And I do a hand pull, meaning I don't have a press. That's what I'm doing. No, I don't have a press. So I'll carve my image into my block, and then I have a table that I use to print on. And I have an L-shaped piece of wood that's the exact same thickness as my block. And I'm going to put my block up against that, and I have a register on it, depending on how much white I want around the print. And so I'll attach the paper onto that, so the paper is going like this, the block. Then I ink the block, I put the paper on there, and I put the baron. And sometimes I even use sometimes my hand, depending on the paper. And then I go over it until I feel that the ink is right, and then you pull it up, and you're like, oh, phew. The image is there the way I want it. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes I haven't pressed enough, or sometimes I pressed too much. And it depends on the paper you're using. So sometimes I put a clear paper. It just depends on the image and what I want.
I visualize pressing the block. I didn't think the block was there.
Well, when I print on the fabric, because it is a different ink that I use than what I use here, and I'm moving this around. That I'm just getting one print. So this I'm moving around.
I was visualizing
So I'll put
how much movement you have in that thinking.
Well, I do. So I'll put a block down and print it. So I'll ink the block, and here's the fabric, and this is the block. I ink the block. I put the block like that, and then in my house, nothing in the kitchen is safe because it may wind up as a tool in my studio. So in this case, it's my rolling pin. Because with the rolling pin, you get the exact amount of paper. Now, some people who print on fabric do run stuff through the press, but I'm not doing just one thing on. And when I worked commercially, that was silk screening, and those were huge, huge, huge presses. So, it's a slightly different. But with the rolling pin, I can get the exact amount of pressure that I need, and I can print that, and then I can move it to wherever I want the next image to be. So it's similar process, but, just a little bit different. And everybody kind of comes up with their own technique of how to do things. Yeah, so that's called hand pull, and you're holding it up. So then you have your press, and then you hang it, you print, and hopefully you like what you printed, and if not, you just do it again.
So when it's good, it's very good.
Yeah. Anything else, sir? Not, you're welcome to more of the refreshments and walk around, and once again, thank you all for coming out.